歡迎大家咧就翻到嚟我哋小政府嘅節目。今日咧我哋嘉賓咧就犀利啦嚇，即係遠道而嚟嘅。咁啊，除咗有我哋嘅老友啦嚇，李少虎
遠道而嚟，
李少虎咧半個美國翻過嚟嚇。咁仲有我嘅主持何文傑啦，同埋我哋今日最重要嘅嘉賓嚇，係嚟自北韓嘅一個越北者嚇，Yeon Mi Park。Yeon Mi 柏小姐嚇。咁所以今日我哋嘅節目咧一陣間咧就會夾雜呢個多聲道嚇，國語同埋英語啦嚇。咁啊想請阿白小姐咧介紹下佢嗰個經歷啊，即係大家對北韓嘅印象可能好模糊。除咗有啲人話去旅行之外，究竟呢個所謂社會主義國家喺地球上面仍然運行緊嘅呢個政府啊，呢個社會係點嘅咧？咁啊親身嘅説法嚇。
Yeon Mi,
do you have any? Just
I know you speak
Mandarin,
right?
Mandarin a little bit. Okay. 大家好，我叫严米，朴妍美。我去中国2007年，我去韩国2009年。现在是我在韩国读大学，去那个大学系。我的 Do it again.
Well, actually,
no, very good.
Let's put it this way: your Mandarin is better than mine.
No, I didn't speak Chinese for a while,
Okay.
so now I just forgot them and I really cannot speak them out.
Okay.
But I can understand most of them.
Well, let's share with us your. I won't call it adventure, but what happened to you when you were in North Korea, and why did you decided that you want to leave that?
I mean, like North Korea is very unique country.
It
It's
is.
hard to describe as a country itself. There's one king there, and everybody's slave for them. And in North Korea, I never heard about the word what is human rights or what is freedom. And of course, I never had the internet. And watching the forum medias, like Hong Kong Jackie Chan's movie, and this kind of thing is all illegal. So not many people are aware of the situation in outside. They only know their country inside. And of course, in school, I learned about the kings, the leader of North Korea, every day. So when I was a leader, the first thing that I learned that how to say thank to our leader and learn about them, how they can make miracles, how great they are, how they love us, and what kind of miracles they can make actually.
Do you believe it when you were children?
Of course, when I was born, my grandma believed it, my mother, my father believed it.
They really believe the story from the message.
The miracles and.
It's from the government, and it's our school, and we are learning that. And if my grade is bad at it, I cannot memorize what year he fought with the Japanese, what year he found our country. That can be a big trouble. So I had to try my best to learn about the leadership and the leaders and their family and their history. So, and that was my life, routine life. But my father was in party, Workers' Party in North Korea. That means they are the main population who's moving the country to forward, revolutionaries, and keep the country socialist and pure. And they are the very main population in North Korea. And North Korea even they has different classes. So not all the people are equal actually. They have 4 different classes. And number 1 is the Kim Jong-un and the 1% of people. And some second is who is living in Pyongyang and who is in party member. Third is who is just farmer and just living in the countryside. And number 4 is the people who there are some of their family who left country or somebody who went to jail, and after somebody who commit suicide, that means they are very guilty. They are family members. So if we commit some crime here, I'm the only one who get punished. But in North Korea, 3 generations get punished. So if I say something, I hate my government, then all my relatives, 325 people will be killed because of me. And this is the system, and all the people, the system is spy each other. So 3 people here, one person should be a spy. So you watching me, I watching you, and you watching him. So if I don't report about your behavior, you are going to be report my behavior.
What you
And
say, what you think.
yeah, so like a circle. So everybody watching each other. So there's not only Park Yeon one is spying somebody. We are all spy. I spy for this person, and you are watching my behavior and like the spy me. So that's how this system works.
But
And-
why don't these three people agree that, well, let's do not report to the government and we keep it secret?
So-
So three of us.
So three of us, and there's three of us, another people, and they are watching you.
Okay.
So if you don't report about us, and he's going to report about you there.
Okay.
And if that person don't do it, and the other person report
Will
about
report him.
Yeah. So it's like really.
The situation quite similar to cultural revolution in China.
Yeah, the like
Yeah.
Mao Zedong
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
And I heard about their like daughters that report their fathers. Some
Yeah.
the same for behavior, and that used to be in North Korea. Same thing too. Like my grandma, something said wrong, and like the grandson go to like police and to report it, and that's how they get punished.
So people just living under high pressure,
Yeah.
they don't dare to talk anything about politics or.
It's like I think there's one conception that we think people are originally smart. We know the originally about the democracy, freedom, human rights. But if people not being educated, they have no idea that kind of thing exists in this world. I never knew that human has a rights. I never knew that all the humans are equal. We are born to be equal. That's what I heard here, and now I believe it. But when I was in North Korea, I was just born, and they are saying, we are equal, but some people are equal than us. And this is going to be like this world, and they are never letting us to see the outside world. I don't have the internet. We don't watch the TV like BBC, CNN, or Hong Kong TV. We just only just one channel that North Korea shows. And that's why like we are the best country in the world. There's nothing to envy outside, you know. We are the most strongest people in the world, and that's what people believe because they cannot check anything from.
So when you start to query that message,
Oh, I mean,
how are you when you
I think when I was 9,
have second thought?
I think I saw the like, Titanic movie
Uh-huh.
Okay.
from the black market.
Okay.
It was like illegal to
So
buy.
it's DVD or something?
Yeah, DVD.
Okay.
It was DVD and bought at the from black market.
Maybe export from mainland China, I think.
Yeah, that's Chinese. They are sending that to
No
North
copyright.
Korea. That's right, no copyrights and anything like that. Yeah, but after I saw the
Uh-huh.
movie, not because I was really love the story of like love story between
Love story.
men, but for me it was like kind of shocking. How come people are making a movie for the love story? This is a really shameful story for North Korean standards. We don't consider love story between men and women is like something beautiful and worthy to talk about it. It's a very shameful thing. We have to hide it. Just government told us dying for the regime is the most honorable and beautiful thing to do as a human being. And that's why I just couldn't understand why people made a movie for this kind of such a shameful story. And I just couldn't understand the concept. And I couldn't just understand why DiCaprio is dying for the girl who love. I mean, not for the country. And they are not even talking about our leader in that movie. So that's a point I thought. I think there's something else outside. Not all the people are living like us in North Korea. And that curiosity was getting bigger later. But that was the first moment I thought about something was wrong with my country.
Okay.
And,
So
yeah.
how are you when you watching Titanic?
I think it was maybe 9 or 10
9 or
around
10,
that
okay.
age. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you're
That's
young
correct.
to understand love, huh?
Yeah, but sure, because I never seen anything like press or newspapers and movies
Uh-huh.
about our story, like human story.
Did you discuss with other talking about experience after watching Titanic?
Like when I was in North Korea, no.
No, you cannot.
Oh yeah, I mean later I watched some South Korean movies and Chinese movies, and we talk about that with our friends that secretly that we wanted to live that life too. Like, yeah, but we couldn't really.
But for
talk about that.
the black market, I read articles about the black market in North Korea. That's actually you contributed to Washington Post. Is it going to change North Korea by sending this cultural contamination from outside world?
Yeah,
Do you think?
definitely. I mean, people have to know the world and how this works. Not everybody living like them, and we all have the right to be free and never being forced to die or being forced to being slave for somebody. And this kind of the media show them. These are like love stories, are very like typical stories, you know, like just action movies or like that, and they can see the freedom from that movie. And in the movie, I saw that like people are singing in the movie. They can wear the clothes what they want to wear, and they cannot say any word they want to say. But in North Korea, we don't have a right to wear the clothes that we want. We cannot sing the song that we want. We cannot dance like they want. There's everything just controlled by government. They are telling us this song you should sing and this song you should not sing. And if I dance like this, they will just get arrested me. So.
What is a normal day like for a North Korean, say at your age, for a girl in the early 20s? What is a normal day like for her?
So
what would she do? Beginning from morning.
So in the morning, I'm listening to the radio that is singing how happy we are having the great leader in the world and how just praise socialist our system. And then go to school, and then I'm learn about the leader, that when he was 9 or when he was 1, before he was born, what kind of miracles happened for him, and why he has everlasting life, why he's never going to die. And I have to memorize and like to take the exam. If I don't pass it, I cannot go to home. So I have to pass the exam and then go back home, and then we have to work. It doesn't matter how young we are, even though I was like 7, 8, 9, we all have to work. So they consider all the people in North Korea as revolutionary. They are not just some people. They all in the system to just work, build a communist country, socialist country. And then we come back home, and of course there's no electricity. There is, but not many people can see the electricity there. So everything is dark. No transportation, never take the taxi, subway, just walk. And very dark, and everybody's starving there. And that's just routine life. And like every week in school, we have like some confession time, like a church. We are saying that there's a God's word here. And compared to that words, my behavior was wrong compared to what Kim Jong-il said. So that's why I confess my sin here, and our generous leader is going to forgive me for that, and I have to thank for it. And then I have to criticize somebody's behavior. So, like even though I was literally 9 years old, 10 years old, I have to criticize other like my classmates' behavior. Like you did wrong.
So the relationship between the classmates is very tense. Everyone cannot honestly build up the relation.
Oh yeah, no way. I mean, it's like I just kind of surprised that when I came here, people teaching their like kids like how to express themselves. And when I was in North Korea, the first thing that I heard was that how do you not express yourself, your thoughts, your mouth, and it's going to kill me in North Korea if I say something really wrong or something like I think our country is not the great country in the world, then just I will be disappeared immediately. So that's why it's very intense, and people really have to trust each other because of the system forced them to do it. So, you know.
So everyone is trying to behave in a right manner. But is there any, when you say you criticize your classmate, do you guys really criticize from the bottom of your heart, or it's just, okay, it's criticize time. Okay, Raymond, what about your belly today? It's too big. No, you eat too much, which is not good for the revolutions or something like that?
Yeah, but like, but if I criticize somebody, I have to be criticized too.
Too. Oh,
So,
okay.
of course, you feel not great, and that's why like sometimes we have a deal. So I'm going to criticize you about this, and you are going to criticize me about this. So it's really hard. Every week I have to find somebody to criticize. So we have sometimes that kind of business deal. But it was really very pure. My grandma or my mother time, they were very pure and very loyal to the regime. And somebody who was lazy, and they are criticized for like a year. But these days is more likely to just surviving in that situation.
How about the family life in North Korea?
Yeah.
Because in normal
If you
society,
have no love story, how
Yeah.
can you get married? I mean,
I
right?
mean, you can get married, but it's not allowing to talk about the marriage or the love story in public. And like being a pregnant is not something good thing too there. You may have to hide them.
why?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's except the regime and leader, there's nothing to talk about in public. Our life is nothing, no consideration for them to. It's not worth it to talk about it in public. So everything about how our regime and leader, but like people's life, they do date, but very like now still very conservative, So very they cannot really holding hand in public like that. Of course, no kissing at all. But they do get married and they do have baby. So, but just different thing is we are not talking about that on the public or media or songs or like magazines or any books like that.
So even couple cannot communicate with heart, even inside the family members.
Oh, they do. They can. It's up to the like case by case. But the thing is, even I told you that before, North Korea has a different classes. So I'm coming from Paris member class.
Oh,
and
so
you
you're
are-
first class.
Yeah,
Second. You're
yeah,
second.
and you are from like bottom class. Then you cannot get married. Definitely.
Okay.
So we are finding each other like from the same class. So that was the biggest reason for me and for my family to escape. Because after my father got arrested, and his crimes, my crimes, because
Okay.
North Korea has a guilty by association system. So that's why I couldn't get married the man who have a good background. I can't even get married freely. So, and there is no way I can go to university or like that. Just my way is going to be a farmer and forever. And North Korea, they have no right to move. Here, we can go travel anywhere, but North Korea, we cannot actually move from their area. So that's why like that was a fact for us to get out from the country.
So how long did it take for you to leave North Korea?
Like the journey.
The journey.
I mean, it took just for 1 day.
Okay.
So I like climbed through a mountain, and during the winter time so I crossed the frozen river.
Alone?
Oh no, with my mom, and later
Okay.
with my father was followed us.
Okay.
So yeah.
So your whole family.
Yeah, but I had one sister, but she left to Korea by herself.
Okay.
With her like friends, and we lost her for 7 years actually.
Okay.
And we recently just got reunited in South Korea.
Okay. That's
So,
great.
Yeah, I just found my sister. So
Are there more and more people trying to leave North Korea? There's one question I really have is why are people still staying or tolerating the dictator when life is so unbearable?
So the thing is, Chinese government, they are saying back them to North Korea if they catch them. So
Okay.
these people, they are trying their best to escape. And in the river, there's all the wire fence. North Korea itself for like big prison. And there's a wire fence, and 2 meters away, the bodyguards with a gun staying there. And if somebody who escaped, they'll just shoot them. But even though they take that risk and escape to China, and these people, they don't have, of course, they don't have money. They don't have they don't speak Chinese. They don't have any ID card. There's no way they can live in China. So they are meet the like brokers to like human trafficking and being a sex, like to go to any like that place or being sold to Chinese person. And even though they go there, and if they resist to being raped, and they are actually telling them, like, you will just report you, and they will send back to North Korea, and then that can be a big problem for them. They can be killed sometimes if they saw some South Korean movies, or they went to the church in China. They can be killed, or they can go to concentration camp forever. So this kind of punishment is waiting for them. But Chinese government, they are catching North Korean defectors in China, and they send back to North Korea. So even though lots of people, they want to leave, there is no way they can leave, because China, they just don't accept them at all.
So, what can the world do to help people in North Korea?
Oh,
And what are you doing?
I mean, what I'm doing is that we have very lack of understanding of North Korea issue. They think North Korean people are just robots, somebody who just brainwashed. They are very stupid, they don't know anything, they don't resist, they just accept the things like what government let them do, being a slave for like these decades now. But the thing is, people have to know is that the people who live in North Korea is no longer different with us. They have the same emotion with us. They are just same people as us, and they just somebody who got the really bad luck, and who was born in North Korea, and they never heard about the word freedom or human rights, and of course they don't teach them about the revolution or history, our history, human history. So they have no idea what it's like outside the world, and there is no way they can think about to do something for it. Because if do something, I will be killed, and my family killed. And who can take that risk to fight for it? Even though they do it, they have so much like small power. They are just hungry, and how can you have no rights to move. What can you do there? You have no phone, you have no electricity, you have no food, you have no rights to move, and there's nothing you can do. You are so isolated. And that's why I'm thinking about I just heard a lot of situation in the Middle East, or some countries with the dictators, but North Korea is very different with that. People actually, they cannot do really anything. They have no power, really. So that's why it's urgent for us to do something for it. So pressure on China to not send them back to North Korea, the people. And that is very important. These refugees are very vulnerable. If they send back to North Korea, they can be killed for sure. And we know that we see the Google from the satellite to see the picture of the concentration camps, public execution, and that's just happening. And even though they know it, and they are still send back them to North Korea, and it's really against our human nature and the law, I think. So pressure on China is very important, and let the world know about this situation and what is actually going on in that country, and how many people are dying for freedom and dying for food. It's 21st century, and somebody who's dying for food, it doesn't really make any sense. Just what I'm asking is not just rights, their rights, very important, but just food is very important for the human. They have to live first. So that's what I'm most angry about, and I think they do deserve the rights that we have here, the freedom we have here, and they are just same people as us. So that's why I just let the world know about this situation. And this world, people are so smart. You have a long education, you know how to use a computer, right? I just learned how to use a computer. So these smart people will do something. They will they will figure out later. So yeah, that's why I think my case, I have to let the world know about the situation, and being a spokesperson to be somebody who can talk for themselves, to tell their stories in the world. So just instead of them, I can tell their stories and then let the world know, and hopefully things can getting better.
I have a question though. How do people in South Korea look at the situation?
It's very diverse. So some people are very sad for it. they have some sympathy, compassion for that situation. But like most of South Koreans now, they don't feel that they are same Korea anymore. Like most young generation, like they have no idea what is like it looks in North Korea like. Even though they are so close to each other, they see them like as far as like different planet. They don't really feel like North Korea exists in this world. So they actually, lots of people, they are against the idea of unification because North Korea is so poor. So if they being reunited, they think they have to sacrifice for something, pay some tax, high tax. So it's their most concern. And of course, there's a lot of discrimination for the North Korean refugees because we are from country, there's no internet, no electricity, very strange country. So they just think we are very different with them. And so that's the situation in South Korea, sadly.
I think at the end of the day, it's not only about the South Korean or China, but the developed countries and the world to understand the situation, and especially I agree with you, China is one big factor. North Korea is pretty much a creation of the communism which was encouraged by the Soviet and the Chinese communists, which the Soviets is no longer there and the Chinese communists are only nominally communist. Why should North Korea be the same? And your story is extremely enlightening. I must say, it is an eye opener.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So when we Hong Kong people talk about how oppressive the government is, we don't know anything yet.
Yeah. North Korean government is like a monster compared with Hong Kong government.
Yeah, it's big monster.
And
It's not talking about socialism or communism. It's totalism.
it's against, it's against
Control everything.
humanity.
Control your mind.
Control my mind, really. So it's
Destroy the humanity.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying North Korea is not physically only dictatorship there, emotional dictators there. So emotionally, even in my mind, I cannot be free. So even I escaped North Korea, I thought Kim Jong-il could read my mind. So if I think something, oh, Kim Jong-il is terrible, I thought he can read my mind. His presence is everywhere. And that's what they taught us.
Will the school force you to cry or something,
Of
emotional
course.
reaction
Yeah.
when you watching?
Definitely.
Leader.
Yeah. And
Everyone need to do it.
everybody have
Very,
to do it.
very
Yeah.
perfect.
Even though I saw the public execution when I was 9 years old, and my friend's best friend mom being killed in front of me, but she saw the South Korean DVDs, and that was the reason for her to be killed. In the public, and nobody can complain about it. We have to accept it's our government to wear, and what can we do about it? So this is the real situation, and people have to understand this, the principle, how that works.
Okay. So I think today, thank you, Yeon Mi, for sharing her experience and telling us more about the world at large.
Another part of the world.
Yeah, and I hope Hong Kong people understand that we are actually quite fortunate, although I'm not saying that we should not improve on ourselves, but there are really oppressive governments, and if you don't like government, then you shouldn't make it bigger, right? So the name of our show, right? Small government.
Yeah,
Small
I love it.
Yeah,
I really love
Thank
it.
you for your time. Thank you.
Thanks for
We hope
having
you
me
have a
here.
better life in the future, in the free world.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And thank you.
Thanks for having me here.